start off, I want to go ahead and welcome everyone to the Get Candid with Kia podcast. And tonight I am speaking with author in Birmingham's on Ayana. She will be on tonight discussing her self-help book. We all know that it is springtime or going into spring. We're in the first quarter of the year, and this is time where everyone wants to find things to better themselves, do something new, turning over a new leaf. The weather is changing. And so I do have Ayana on the line, Miss Ayana Turner, and she is going to talk to us today about her book. And Ayana, name of her book is 21 Days of Difference, a different day, a different you. Excuse me, everyone. And she is wonderful. I met her a couple years ago, and not only is she a great author, but she is a great person, everyone. So you all definitely need to get her books, though. So y'all definitely need to get this. Yes. So Ayana, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, first, thank you so much for having me. I'm delighted to do this with you. Well, yes, my name is Ayana Turner. So right now I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm a published author of my first book, which came out last year, 21 Days of Difference, a different day, a different you. I am the lead journalist also for iPush magazine, and I'm a freelance journalist for Sheen magazine. And I know it sounds like a lot, but you know, I'm so accustomed to multitasking, so I've really just gotten accustomed to it and everything. So that's all what I have going on. But I'm also a mother on top of that.
Yes.
4 children, so my life is like extra busy, but I get it done.
Yes, just multitasking all over the place, doing everything.
Yes, I mean everywhere. You hear me?
yes,
everywhere.
Ma'am. And that's what it's about. That's what it's about. If you wasn't doing, if you probably wasn't as busy, you wouldn't know what to do with yourself.
That's right. That's what, like when my last child graduates, because I have 2 that's in college and 1 in the military.
Right.
And when my baby son, when he graduates in May, and I'm going to have an empty nest, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. I'm going to have to hit you up for some bedroom candy. That's what I'm going to do.
Honey,
that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm trying to get my whole life together.
Yes. I have it for you. Don't worry. I will hook you up. We will get that popping off real quick. So that's not a problem. But we got all kind of stuff. We just don't got some dolls, but we do got some more stuff that can hook you up. But that'll probably be your time. Right. I'm sure that'll probably give you an opportunity to do some more traveling and stuff like that.
Right.
I see recently you just went to Vegas. So it's definitely an opportunity for you to travel. So I started reading your book last night, and I will tell you, I loved it. I think I'm almost done with it. I think I stopped at chapter 11 is where I'm at right now, and I do have to go and get my my supplies though of what you did mention in the book. I have to get my supplies. Right. Even with that, I was able to start writing some things down because it kind of made me think and start doing some of my journaling outside of my business journal and more in my personal journal because, like I said, this as being a new mom for me. I have lost myself, and I'm just now, I'm coming out of my shell, feel like. So I know if this is something that was able to help me, it can definitely help a lot of more people. But yes, I am in chapter 11 right now. So when you were writing your book, what were your thoughts? Like, what were your motivations to write this book?
When I first started writing the book, and this story is so funny, and I've told this a couple of times, but the book that I was writing wasn't even about that. It was something completely different. It was titled something completely different, but God just would not allow me to finish that book, and I had no idea why. But it just was that it wasn't the book that I was supposed to put out. And so when 21 Days of Difference came to me, that too was actually named something else. And then it just came to me in like literally one night. I just woke up and all of these thoughts were just in my head. Like, and I was like, oh my goodness, I really got to write this stuff down, because that's normally how I do things. If something enters my mind or it's on my spirit, I have to write it immediately. And so that's what I did. And I was just thinking, like, when I was writing the book, I was like, I need this for myself, because I can't tell somebody to do something that I'm not willing to do. Right. Everything in my life was just so fixed and so safe and so predictable. And I knew I needed to do something different. Like, I mean, even the stuff that I was wearing, the way that I wore my hair, I wasn't changing anything. Girl, I would just stick with the same look, and I may flip my hair on from the right shoulder to the left. But that didn't change. That didn't change anything. That didn't change the shoulder. And I said, oh no, I have got to do something different. So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to challenge people to step outside of the box and do something different. And I know that people have routines of the way that they do things, and that's maybe how they keep things afloat, but there's nothing wrong with incorporating some change in there and just switching it up some. So that's what it was initially, for, just to inspire people to get out and do something different, because it's an assignment book. You have to do something. You have to read it day by day, and you have to do something different every single day for 21 days.
And why did you choose the 21 days? Like, I know that I've heard people say sometimes it's like a form of habit when you do something within 21 days. So were you going with that, or?
No, actually, I was talking to a girlfriend of mine who's we always have like a lot of spiritual talks, and so she said, well, what the common number in 21 is, right? I said, yes, 7. She said, what 7 is? I said, it's the number of completion. And she said, what? She said, and give me something times that 7 is going to give you 21. She said, what does that make you think of? I said, 3. She said, what does that make you think of? And I said, oh my goodness. I was like, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. She said, okay, I'm doing. And because I'm telling you, God completely changed everything about the book. She said, this book is already blessed. And what's so funny about it, I wrote it for women. That's who I had it. The book was for, for women. It was for my sisters. But it was so many men who were showing up at my book signings. Like, I had 2 book signings. It was so many men that showed up there. It was men that were purchasing the book. And I'm still selling that book. Even though I'm on my 2nd book, I'm still selling that one. And a lot of men got that book, and they either gave it to a girlfriend, a wife, or, a friend, or they were reading it for themselves.
Right.
So.
Well, I know reading this, I could not tell if it was written. I know you talk, different times you will mention, okay, sisters, okay, ladies. But reading it, I was just like, I could see anybody being able to relate to this.
Anybody.
Because we're all going through something, and when you're working hard, you're taking care of other people. And like you said, your daily routine. And I'm sure guys go to the barbershop and they get that same haircut, that same change, that same lineup. And you're like, okay, well, spice it up a little bit. Let it grow out or trim it down. So I can see it. I can definitely see it. But I do love day one. And guys, make sure that if y'all get a chance, you have to get this book. It is actually very great. That day one, when I did my day one, it was at, like, I'm an early bird. I get up like 4:30 in the morning. It's clockwork. My body just going to pop up without the alarm. Right. So when I did my day one, like you said, just pay attention to yourself in the mirror before you get in the shower, and say these words of encouragement, or whatever your words of encouragement to encourage yourself. Find those true words that's going to mean a lot to you. And for me, when I did that, oh my goodness, I remember just like getting in the shower, my mindset was, it was like I felt like I already had my light switch flipped up, like I know what I got to do. But today, when I did that this morning, I felt like all the lights were on, like the high def lights were on, because it really made me feel good. Because like you said, you're addressing not just your perfection, but also your flaws. And
that's right.
Right. You're addressing everything, and even with your flaws, you're saying, hey, even with these flaws, the way it made me feel, I was like, I feel so much better. I'm saying, hey, I'm
Right.
flawed. I do want to get
Mhm.
this little work done, but hey,
Mhm.
it's okay because they're
That's
mine.
true.
Right, that
That's
separates
true.
me from
Mhm.
everyone else. So I
Mhm.
do love that day one. That has definitely stuck out with me, and I have went back to that day one a couple of times as well
Mhm.
today and just read over that again and just things that I wrote down for myself saying, I want to make sure I hold on to these affirmations of things I've written
Mhm.
down as a reminder. And so, out of the book, what was your favorite chapter? What was your favorite chapter?
Oh my goodness. I want to say it was the funeral, which I do believe is either it might be your 19th day. It
Mhm.
may be either day 19 or day 20. But that was the favorite one, and the reason I say the funeral is because
Yeah, this is
in the
20th.
beginning when I yeah, so in the beginning when I asked for the readers to make sure that you purchase your supplies, which is the
Mhm.
poster board, and that pens, sticky pads, and then a shoebox. And I said it will all make sense, and it does as you progress because I'm asking you to do something with all those things. But on that day,
Mhm.
the funeral, what I call it, you are to take a sticky pad and you are to write everything down that has held you back because we sometimes we want to do things, we want to better ourselves, and we want to go after these dreams and these visions that we have, but we're afraid, and fear is bondage.
Yes, it
So
is.
I ask everyone to just write all of those things down, whatever has held you back, things that you feel have kept you from being the best you that you could possibly be, just anything that has hurt you, whatever. You write it on a sticky pad. You put it in that shoebox. You can say a brief little cute eulogy or whatever. You're going to say rest in peace to those things, and then you're going to put it in the
Right.
trash. And it's important. And people, a lot of folks have just talked to me about that particular page in the book because they say, there's a lot of things that I had to just say rest in peace to. And we do. It could be bad relationships. It could be
Mhm.
something that it could be maybe you didn't succeed at first at something, but that doesn't mean that you can't try again. It could be just rejection from something, whatever it is. Just I want you to put it in that box, put it to sleep forever, and we're
Right.
going to move on and we're going to celebrate going further. So that was, I have to say, that was the best thing for me because I even had to put some things to rest. And as I was, writing the book, these were things that I was actually doing every single day.
Mhm.
And I continued it, and sometimes I still do it now. I go back to that book because change sometimes it isn't comfortable, but it's needed.
It's
And I
needed.
always like to evolve. I don't like to get comfortable just being one way. Everything can grow. Every single thing, every single person has room to grow. All of us do so. But that was definitely my favorite one.
Your favorite one. 'Cause,
Mhm.
and I do, I did move, through them, but I did not read the last one because I did want to try to stay
Mhm.
in order. Like I said, I did get up to day
Mhm.
11. And so the
Mhm.
day 11, y'all, it talks about a night to remember.
Oh, come on now. Let's get grown.
Let's
Come
get,
on now.
look, I'm
That's
picturing
exactly what
myself
I
in my
see in the
chair.
book now.
Right, I'm picturing myself in the chair. So this goes
Girl, I have set up, honey.
right. So this here goes into into
Mhm.
your relationship, talking
Mhm.
about sex, being spontaneous, being very spontaneous,
Mhm.
enjoying your partner, your lover, your friend. Um, and I think that's very important. Like this chapter is something I think that not only people in relationships need to focus on, it's great for
Mhm.
singles too, like myself.
Right.
Because
Right.
like you said, and I have said so many times, it's important that you treat yourself. What's your day? Because we take care of
That's so
everybody
true.
else.
Mhm.
What are
Mhm.
you gonna do to treat yourself? If you go out and buy a nice bag, a pair of shoes,
Mhm.
go and sit down and treat yourself to dinner, or if you had a
Mhm.
rough day at home, once you get from work, pour you a nice glass of wine, run your bath,
Yes,
whatever
indeed.
you're gonna do,
Mhm.
that's your time to relax.
Mhm.
Put the baby to bed, and that's my thing. Getting baby to
Right.
bed and just kind of relaxing, because we don't get a chance to do that because we're on the move so much. So,
Mhm.
chapter 11, I mean, I think you hit it on the head. It's just like
Mhm.
a hammer to a nail. This is a
Mhm.
time where you have to be intimate with yourself. And I'm not talking about masturbation, y'all. We're not talking about masturbation.
Right.
We are talking about, this is your time to treat yourself to the things that you enjoy, to give you
Mhm.
that time to relax and enjoy yourself.
Mhm.
Now, if that includes masturbation, by all means.
Girl, look, I was about to say, now we're not saying something wrong with it,
Right,
honey.
right.
Ooh, we're not
Right,
saying there's
right.
anything wrong with it, but
but we don't want everybody to think like, oh, it's just masturbation. No, it's not about
no,
masturbation.
it's
This
not just
this is a
about
little bit
that.
more, right? But
Mhm.
if it does include masturbation, then masturbate. Whatever you
Hey, knock
enjoy,
yourself
knock
out.
yourself out.
Yes.
Literally, knock yourself out.
Literally, you hear me?
Right.
And I even said that in that particular day. I even said for those who are celibate, because a
Mhm.
lot of people aren't even in relationships and they're not sexually intimate with anybody.
Mhm.
I didn't mention anything about masturbation. It was just about you, because we know how we want to be treated. Every person knows
Right.
a night that they would love to have, if they are into soft jazz, if you like candles, if you want a bubble bath, if you want to just, if you want to have a
Mhm.
steak this night or whatever,
Mhm.
you know how you want to be treated. And so that's why I mentioned that in there too, for those who are celibate. Create the perfect ambience for yourself, something that you
Mhm.
would like if you were on a date or if you went out. And as far as the reason why I did that particular page is because there are a lot of people in relationships and marriages, and I can speak,
Mm.
people say you can't speak on something you haven't experienced, but I've
Mhm.
been married before
Right.
for 8 years. And I think that when people say, well, my husband and I, or my wife and I, we always have sex on Thursdays, that is the most boring thing that I have ever heard in my life.
If they don't change it
Because,
up.
listen, and that's why I referenced Roberta Flack's song, Feel
Mhm.
Like Making Love. She said, when I'm strolling in the park watching winter turn to spring, that's the time I feel like making love. Seeing
Mhm.
lovers do their thing.
Mhm.
Love should never be on a schedule. If you
Right.
come home from work and your wife or your husband is there, and you get a soft kiss on the back of your neck, or they touch you, put your arm a certain way, and you feel like you want to make love right then,
Do that.
that's when it should happen. That's when it should happen. I don't
Right.
like scheduled sex. I don't schedule anything. Okay, we don't
Mhm.
schedule sex. We schedule appointments, but we don't schedule sex.
Right.
So if I feel like I want to make love to my man right then when I come in the door, boom, I'm dropping it, or I'm bending over. It's happening right now. We don't have time to make appointments for sex. You can always make time to have sex. And then some people say, oh, we have children, honey. Listen, I'm a single mother of 4,
Mhm.
okay? And if you can make time to take a shower, you can make time to have sex.
Right. Put the
You can
kids
make
to
time to have
bed.
sex. It's the same thing. Yeah.
Right. That's,
You and your spouse can just go in the, it could be in the laundry room.
oh
You can just
yeah.
slip off for a second.
Right.
Anything, just switch it up. Make it spontaneous, make it fun, have some scavenger hunts, do some different things with
Yes.
each other and spice it up. Always keep it spicy. You don't have to go out and have sex in the middle of the parking lot.
No.
But just
But
do
if
some
you decide to
things.
do that, hey, do that.
Yeah, oh honey girl, let me tell you something. No, let me stop. Okay, moving on. But moving along.
Right.
But yeah, whatever you decide, just do it. Just do it. Just don't be on a schedule. That's we got to get out of that.
Right. And like you said, the scavenger hunt, I have suggested that to so many ladies. Like,
Mhm.
if, before your husband leaves for the day, put him a note or in his pocket somewhere where he will find it later. Or,
Mhm.
when he comes home, have a note on the door, something to say, hey, this is what we're going to do tonight. This is the idea of
Right.
something. So you can change it
Mhm.
up a little bit. Again,
That's right.
during the day, send, you text.
Little
Send
fun
them a
text.
text.
These emojis
Right.
they sending out with the
Yes.
well, you know which ones to send. Just put a little
Right.
smile on their face.
Exactly. Because, and guys, do the same thing for your lady. Let
Mhm.
them know, hey, when I get home, this is what I want to do to you later. Do
Right.
that, because again, that's added, and that's foreplay. That's the
That's
whole thing
right.
with sexting. Like, when you're
Mhm.
sexting, that's the first part of foreplay. So if you are sexting throughout the day, by the time y'all get home, y'all going to be ready for whatever. You're
I'm
going to be
telling
ready to
you.
enjoy each
Mhm.
other, have fun, get the kids
Mhm.
fed, get them to bed, and y'all do y'all thing. Or, hey, look, I'm going to pick baby girl up a little bit later because I got to go and run an errand. And you are,
Mhm.
taking care of business, of course.
Right.
But
That's
you
true.
want to do that. Again, another way
Mhm.
to spice up. And don't think that you have to have sex in your bedroom every time.
Oh, girl, I almost stood up. You hear me? It's other places that are
Right.
fun. Okay, you have
Exactly.
Clorox wipes. Wipe your table off afterwards. Go
Right.
in that laundry room. Go the couch, the floor. I mean, the bathroom. It's
Right.
hey,
So
be
enjoy your
spontaneous.
right. You paying for that house. You better break it in. You
Girl,
know what
let me
I'm
tell you
saying?
something. I'll be all over the place.
Right. And enjoy yourself. So that's
That's
one of the
right.
things I think is wonderful. And because when I read that, I was like, okay, so at least that was something that wasn't held back on. It
Mhm.
was definitely addressed. Another way to be intimate, another way to treat yourself, putting this
Mhm.
time into your partner. And if you're not in a relationship, if you're not, if you are celibate, or if you're not in a relationship right now, you're not having sex with someone, whatever the case it may be, do
Mhm.
something to keep it spicy. Because, I said all the time, when you are having good, healthy sex, you're feeling
Mhm.
better about yourself. And I know
Mhm.
a lot of people don't understand that, but you're burning calories, so you're getting your workout in.
You got to get in shape.
Right, you're getting your workout. You're sweating. When you're sweating, your
Mhm.
pores are open, so you don't have to worry about
Mhm.
breakouts and stuff like that. So, and then it's like a natural high.
It really is.
It's facts that known that they have studied on men and women, and when a person has an orgasm, their natural hormones in their body are so high. It's almost like if they've done a first shot of heroin.
Oh wow.
Yes, that's how
Wow.
great it is, and you're in a better mood.
Yeah, so that explains that feeling because like that's just a whew, girl, that just takes you
Right,
to another
another
place. I be
level.
seeing ponies and waterfalls and rainbows and all kind of stuff.
Not ponies.
Ooh, honey. Thank you. Girl, thank you, honey.
Right.
Mm.
So keep that in mind when that takes place. So that's another reason
Mhm.
to indulge. So I can't wait to get to my day 11. But like I said, right now I am on my day 1, and I'm really excited about it because, like you
Mhm.
said, every day as you're going through this, you have different assignments. That's how I'm looking at them, as assignments, what to do,
Mhm. That's
and.
true.
And so, when I guess let me ask you, when you started going through the writing process, did anyone
Mhm.
offer any tips to you, like your friends, or did you take tips from other people, or was everything just based on what you were wanting to incorporate into your book?
Right. You know what? Actually, I didn't. I just went for what I believed in because I believe in, and it's nothing wrong with having advice or getting advice from other people.
Mhm.
But I just believe that when you're doing things that are when things are organic,
Mhm.
then it stays true to who you are, and it's not Ayana's book with Nakia's thoughts in it. You understand
Right.
what I'm saying? So I really just, I would read the book to my sister, my oldest sister Mika, who is like a book fanatic. Like
Mhm.
she reads probably 5 books a week, like literally.
Right.
And she just a serial reader. And so I would say, how does it sound? How does that sound? And she would, give me her honest truth. And she would say, oh, I really like that. Why don't you add more? But she never said, I don't think you should say this or you should say that. She
Right.
always just gave me her honest opinions about things. But I just really believe in staying true to who you are and things being organic. You can take advice, but just still make sure that it's true to who you are.
Right. And that's a good thing because, like you said, you don't want that. These are things that you yourself, um, you can relate to them because these are your thoughts. This is things that
Mhm.
you've done, and it's not just what someone has told you. So I do
That's
love that
right.
part. I do
Mhm.
love that. That I think that's awesome because some people they will do that. They'll do that based on what. Oh well, let me write this down because these people have experienced it. So I do think that, and it
Mhm.
does. I mean, I I would say for you all that's out there, y'all need to get this book like immediately because
Yes,
I'm
come
going
on,
through
get
the
it.
steps. And like I said, when I just reading, I'm in chapter 11 right now because I did move ahead, and I think it's amazing. It's a great self help book. We're at that time where um the seasons are changing, and right now everyone is doing things because summer you want to have this type of goal, body goal, and
Mhm.
things
Mhm.
like that. And I think this is something else that can kind of help, which kind of touch on your personal, your within your soul to help you
Mhm.
accept those good things and those bad things about yourself. So
That's
I
true.
do, and again, it's all about self help and acceptance, and I'm all about that
Mhm.
because we all need that. Um,
Yes, we do.
Yes. So I did want to mention this where we talked to one of the things which coincide with a little bedroom candy about changing up
Mhm.
your look.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I think that is very important, like you said. And we kind of talked about that, I guess, the first part when we started talking during the interview, is how it's important to kind of change up a lot of the things you do.
Mhm.
Not just your look, but the clothes you may wear. You want to just keep it spicy, and that goes back
Mhm.
into like the bedroom,
Mhm. It
and
does.
keeping it spicy in the bedroom because if you're wearing the same PJs to bed and the same T-shirt with their headscarf on, that's not gonna
Ooh.
work.
No. No, ma'am. No,
It's
ma'am.
not going to work.
No,
So
ma'am.
as far as spice, you want to make sure that, and for those, so many people that is interested in sex toys, and it's people that's not interested in sex toys, which
Mhm.
either or is fine. But if
Mhm.
you're not doing things like spicing it up, either one night go to bed with your lingerie on, or nothing on for that matter, whatever it
Mhm.
is to spice it up, don't wear that headscarf. Make sure you do something that's gonna make you feel a little bit more sexier, or it's gonna make your lover think you're looking sexier, and it's just not the same old with that
Right.
T-shirt on.
Right. That's true. And it's so many different ways to um to mask things because a lot of people they may be insecure about
Mhm.
their midsection, or they don't feel like they have enough butt or whatever, or their breast's not
Right.
big enough, whatever it is. It's different ways to make it appear that way. There are
Mhm.
good push-up bras, there are boy
Mhm.
shorts that really that really make you look like you have a lot of curves. You can, if you're insecure about your midsection, I would say wear a nice little spaghetti strap little cami and with some little boy
Mhm.
shorts. And it's just too many different ways that we can switch things up because that's not appealing. You going to bed and you have on a choir robe and it's zipped all the way up to the collar. That is not turning anybody on. The only thing it's going to have turned on is you need to turn on the air conditioner because it's going to blow
Because
up.
you're gonna be burnt
But
up.
yes, you're going to be sweating like crazy. But it's so many different things that we can do. And I know there's nothing wrong with putting, and even if you do wear a t-shirt, try some nights, just maybe wear one of his tank tops with no underwear.
Yes.
And brush up against them a little bit. If you're not the initiator sometimes, why don't you try that sometimes and just flip the role and you take charge. They will be completely blown away if you do something different. And I said that in the book too.
Mhm.
If your mate is always the one who initiates the sex or the love making, you take control one night. They will be like, well, what has gotten into you? Nothing. I just wanted to
Right.
change it up a little bit. It's healthy, it's fun, and
Right.
I promise you guys, I'm not telling you anything that I haven't done or that I won't do again. Okay, so I just, but yeah, just take the initiative to do something different, and it does make you feel good about yourself because the conversations the next day is what will really make you see. Okay, well, last night
Mhm.
that was all worth it. What we did last night, that was completely worth it. I love the reaction that I'm getting from him or her, and we're having this great conversation. I can't wait to see you once I get home. You want to always create that feeling your mate or your spouse or your loved
Right.
one. You always want them to be like, well, you know what, I can't wait to see you when you get off work today, or when I come home, have nothing on, or just things like that, because it's not the only thing in your relationship, but it just keeps things interesting. It keeps things fun. So just
Right.
a few little things to throw out there.
I know, because and you don't have to buy expensive lingerie, ladies.
Mm-mm.
Don't go
You
out,
don't.
don't run to Victoria's Secrets and buy something expensive. And, if you could find something on sale on a discount rack, go to
Mhm.
wherever you can, stores, TJ Maxx, wherever. Just find something that is very sexy and it suits your body shape, and go from there. But hey, just
Right.
like we have mentioned, don't wear nothing. They,
Mhm.
I
I
mean,
just don't wear anything at
right,
all.
men actually prefer that. I mean, you may want to put on your
Mhm.
little sexy heels or your stilettos or whatever. You may want to do that,
Mhm.
and don't rush home and throw on your bunny. It's okay.
Right.
Let that hair hang low. Let
Yes,
your hair
honey.
hang and go from there.
Mhm.
And see, now this is where you can go back into where from last week's episode where we were talking about the sex tape. This goes back into
Okay.
that. Now we're not saying I'm not saying to start make a sex tape. I don't want to go all
Mhm.
deep into it again. I'm saying this just puts you in the mood to where lights, camera, action. You ready to perform, but you performing
Right.
for your man. So the lights good. You got your makeup
Mhm.
done. Your hair is
Mhm.
done. And you ready to enjoy him, and he's ready to enjoy you, and you guys will have a great time.
You sure
And,
will.
and again, put on his T-shirt. They love that as
Mhm.
well. Anything
They do.
I mean, sometimes they will prefer that. Someone wrote on my Facebook page in one of the groups that I have, and they was like, and this was a guy, and he just straight out said, he'd rather just have you in one of his T-shirts and nothing else, and he's okay with that. Lingerie isn't needed, but again, just keeping it spicy. So add your little lipstick or whatever you want, heels or something. Just make sure that it's something that you guys be able to keep it spicy and enjoy each other and have fun.
Mhm.
Just something else to add to it. That pop of
That's
color.
right.
That pop of color is
Mhm.
what you're going to be looking for. So,
Mhm.
also, I guess my next question about the book that I do have for you, the second book, should we expect
Mhm.
something like this, or will it be completely different from what's coming up?
Okay, so my next book, which is coming out this spring, it's
Mm-hmm.
entitled "If Nobody Cheers for You, You Should."
Mm.
So this is completely different. It isn't an assignment book like 21 Days of Difference. It is more of a positive affirmation book, and it's just me saying basically the bottom line to this book is that if nobody else is screaming for you, you should be the one screaming and cheering for yourself. It's just a positive
Mm-hmm.
affirmation book on how to become your own cheering section. And I tell people all the time, you cannot rely your success on the fact that if somebody else is going to support you. That's not it. If you're relying on that, if you are
Mm-hmm.
relying on that, you will never be successful. And the
Never.
reason why I say that is because if somebody doesn't support me, that's completely okay because I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to keep going regardless. And you have to learn that your dream and your vision, whatever it is that you have, it's no one else's responsibility to support you. It's for you to support yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself and you don't feel that you're worthy of cheering for your own
Hmm.
self, don't expect anybody else to do that.
You better
And
say
so
it.
that's basically what the book is about, because sometimes people get angry. Oh, I feel like nobody held me down and nobody. It's not their responsibility. And
Right.
we have to really get away from that and understand that this dream belongs to you. This vision belongs to you. It is your responsibility to
Mm-hmm.
believe in it, and it's your responsibility to become your own cheering section, even when nobody else is cheering for you. So that's basically what this book is about.
Now for me that hits home. That hits home because as yourself, as a entrepreneur, a businesswoman, as a writer,
Mhm.
everyone doesn't get it. And your family, your friends, they can't do everything. And
Mhm.
it
That's
does
right.
take that time, and you have to have that mindset where you're pushing yourself, because if you don't, then and you waiting on someone else to push you, it's not gonna work. because there's so many
That's true.
naysayers out there with, oh, she won't be able to pull that off, or he can't pull it off, or he
Right.
can't do that. If you
Mhm.
go on with somebody, by anyone else cheering you on instead of you cheering yourself on first, yeah, I agree with you, Wonder. So I'm very excited. I'm so excited about
Mhm.
this book, or your
Oh,
next book,
thank
because
you.
again, like I
Mhm.
said, the first book, just starting reading that, I mean, I'm ready to go ahead and go throughout my days, for the 21 days. But getting started
Mhm.
on this book, I'm very excited about what the next book, and anything that's going to help keep me empowered and keep me motivated. Those are the
Mhm.
things that push me. Because right now, that's what I need to make sure that everything I'm writing down, I'm going back and I'm reassuring myself of, this is your focus. You need to continue to maintain focus,
Right.
and um, don't let the negative bring you down. And it's so easy to do that.
Mhm. It
So
is.
it's
It
so
really is.
easy to do that because
Mhm.
with social media, we can see everybody else doing so well, but you have to understand that I just got started in this, and I still
Mhm.
got a lot of work to do, and
Mhm.
you just have to keep going and keep motivated. So what motivates you?
You know what? When I look at my children, when I look
Mhm.
at my children, that's really like my biggest motivation because
Mhm.
I have four people who are looking at me like, well, if my mama could do this at her age, and I think I'm a great looking 40 and a half, but if
Yes,
my
ma'am.
mama can do this at her
I'm
age,
gorgeous.
then I know I can do it,
Mhm.
and so that's what keeps me motivated, just the fact that I want my children to see that anything is attainable.
Mhm.
And and then literally, I mean that we had a black president. I mean, anything, just whatever you want to be, you can be, but you have to have the drive. I can teach you can, and this is one thing that people have to get, and which is in my new book. People can give you the keys to be successful, and they can
Mm.
motivate you and give you all the inspiration in the world, but you cannot teach drive. That's something that you have to have for yourself. You
Absolutely.
have to have drive. That cannot be taught. That can't be bought. You have to have that. So just knowing that there are four people looking at me, that's what keeps me motivated every single day.
Absolutely. The kids are life changing. I didn't
It
understand that
really
until
is.
I had my own
Mhm.
daughter. The kids are
Mhm.
that'll completely put you in a whole different space.
It really
Um,
will.
so yeah, I understand it. Do you have any um suggestions to any like new mothers or anything, or any women? Well, not just new mothers, but
Mhm.
anyone that is stepping out and starting a business or wanting to be a writer. Do you have any suggestions of those people of what they should try to make sure what their main focus on when getting
I
started?
was Yeah, I would say just get started
Mm.
because that's the biggest thing that's hard for a lot of people to do. We'll talk about it, we'll call our friends, and we'll give all these free ideas away to other people, but
Mhm.
then we never follow through with it. The idea of the baby sounds real good. When everybody wants to see the baby. Oh, the baby's
Mhm.
beautiful, but nobody wants to go through the labor and go through the
Mm.
birthing of whatever it is that you have inside of you. So I say the most important thing is just to actually get started. Don't worry about anything else. Just start. You have to start somewhere. And that's our problem, that we put things off. We put our dreams off. And 10 years will pass by, and we're still talking about the same idea that we told
Right.
somebody on three-way 10 years ago. So I would say get started. Don't get discouraged. Don't let anybody discourage you from what you want to do. You have to remember that this thing belongs to you. This is inside of you. This is something that has to come out. This is something that you need to give birth to, not anybody else. Make sure that you're staying away from weed mentality people. And
Mm.
this is what I mean by weed mentality people.
Okay.
In a group, you're going to always have in a group there are people who, if you're around people who have a weed mentality, this is how you're going to know weed mentality people get along good with other weed mentality people because nobody's outgrowing anybody. We're staying at the same level.
Right.
Nobody's pushing anybody to be better. We're not in, it doesn't feel like I'm encouraging you. You're not encouraging me. See, those people get along really, really well.
Right.
And you're going to have to get around some rose mentality people Rose mentality people are constantly blooming. They're evolving. They're changing. And so when you get around those type of people, they will encourage you and they will motivate you to be better. Those weed mentality people, you're going to have to cut them off. Because they will be detrimental. They're detrimental to their own self, and then they'll stunt your own growth too as well. So you have to. It's very important to be around roses or be around people who are doing better than you. And I really mean this now, because those are the people that are going to inspire you. I don't want to be around people doing the same things as me, because nobody's growing. Nobody's inspiring anybody. You need to be doing some things that I've never done, and I need to be doing some things that you've never done, so we can push each other. Right. So I would definitely say that, and just stay true to yourself. No matter what it is, just stay true to yourself and just get started.
Because there's nothing like having people around you that hold you accountable. Like, now, you told us a couple of days ago you were going to do X, Y, and Z. Have you done that yet? Like,
have you done that yet? Right.
Have you done that? Like, what's holding you back? And those people that hold, your friends, your family members that hold you accountable, those are the people that you want to hold on to. Because like you said, I agree with you 100%. Weeds, they pop up everywhere.
Everywhere. You
everywhere. And, when they surround you, they do stunt your growth, because you're thinking, well, I need to be at home writing my book, or I need to be at home get my assignments together, my structure for my podcast, or I need to be at home thinking of my next campaign for whatever I'm doing for marketing. And you're like, well, no, we're just going to go over here and hang out, or we're just going to sit on the phone and talk about nothing all day.
Absolutely nothing. Girl, you can do those of those. Girl, you can do that later type of people. No, I'm telling you, they're real comfortable. They get real comfortable with each other because everybody's on the same level. Nobody is outgrowing anybody. Nobody's outshining anybody. So you'll get along good with those people now. You really will. But honey, you have to cut those things off.
Cut them all the way off.
You got to cut them people off.
Have you have you found it difficult right now being where you are? As successful, do you find yourself finding it hard to be able to date right now?
Oh my goodness! Let me tell you. Oh my goodness!
We'll put that on
the listen. I don't know what it is, but some men, and I'm not saying all, because there's some great brothers out here, but some men really find it intimidating when they look at all of the things that I do. They're like, oh, okay, well, she works for the government. She's a lead journalist for iPush. She freelances for Sheen Magazine. She has a Yana's Books and Brunch Club. Then she has 4 children. She has college athletes. Then not only that, I'm a Delta, so I'm going to want to, do things and get out and do this and that. So they're looking at all of those things like, well, goodness. How do you even have time for a man? But people make time for what they want to make time for now. Yeah, so I'm just I have not just found anybody that I just like. Like, I was in a relationship for 3 years, and I have not found it. He was my best friend. He was my best friend. Oh, my goodness. And I have not, and I'm not comparing anybody to him, because I'm open to dating. I really am. I just I don't believe in wasting my time.
Right.
But, I haven't found anybody that I can just rock with. Like, people the ultimate goal, it seems like to me, is sex. Of course, that's going to happen with people. Right. Yeah, it happens with people.
That's going to happen. Especially someone you're attracted to. Of course, that's going to happen.
Right. But, I just believe in, having organic relationships. Like, let it happen naturally. Don't just come out of the gate. And I'm going to tell you something. We are too grown for men. Y'all stop this. Stop sending pictures. Okay.
Oh my God.
Stop sending pictures, especially if you're not able. Listen, if you're not able to send a pic, brother, don't you send no pic. Don't you send me that mess. And that is just, I'm like, are people really doing that? Are you really doing this?
They are really doing that.
Or asking you to send a picture, and I tell them, quick, baby, you better go to my Instagram or Facebook, pick you one. Oh, no, we don't do that. So I just haven't found anybody I like, girl, seriously.
And now it's like, to me, guys are very comfortable with just sending nudes over. Like, I didn't ask for this picture. Why are you sending it to me?
Right.
And that,
like, why are you sending it?
Why are you sending this to me?
And then you weren't even able to send this picture, so that's a double turn off. No, if you're not looking like you straight from Wakanda, don't send me no picture.
Okay, if you ain't looking like sorry, baby.
You said what? Baby, quit playing. Quit playing with me. You heard that, but if you don't have no pocket change like Safari did on his hip, that dependent he got on his taxes, don't send me no picture.
Amen.
Girl.
Anyway, and then if you do, wait till we ask you for a picture before you just force it on me. I don't.
Right.
I'm not. Right, because, you know, even like people, you know, like you said, you meet a guy within the next day, 24 hours, 72 hours, it's like, can you send me a picture? No, I'm not.
Oh, I hate that. I'm serious.
That's a major turn off. And
it really is.
And, you know, my thing, I'm like, you know, we are what? I'm 39. I'll be 40 next year. And so when you have guys your age doing that, you're like, I'm not.
No wonder you're not married. That's what I think. Right. Like, no wonder nobody's taking you serious. Like, I could see if you're in a relationship, you know, and it's progressed to that point where y'all might send a little something, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying nothing's wrong with pictures. If you're at that phase, if you're at that particular place in a relationship, but right off the bat, no, don't do that.
And you won't even have to ask. You'll be like, "Darn, Nikia, you just sent me another picture." Yeah, because I just did something different. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't have to ask for a picture because I keep you with a picture on a regular, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, that is a big turn off. So, guys, keep that in mind when you first meet, and maybe some women, you know, but my theory for that have been, obviously, it's women that are okay with it. And so I think they're just naturally, they think, well, if such and such did it, she'll be okay with it too. Or let me ask her because I can, you know, I've asked for pictures before. And, but then I don't like when they feel offended. Like, oh, you can't see my picture? No, I really can't. I don't keep pictures on my phone.
I can't.
Right.
Right.
That's one of those things. But, so I guess my next question for you, because as we start to wind down a little bit, I do have what is called Put Your Tip In. Part of the show.
Okay. Wait a minute. Let me readjust. Readjust myself.
It's called Put Your Tip In. So for Put Your Tip In, and again, I normally do what's in your bag, what's in my bag, and so since I didn't bring anything in my bag today, but I do want, because I wanted to make sure we talked about your book and things like that. So for the Put Your Tip In, give me 3 tips that you would give to both a male or female, just give to anyone about anything in their life or something that can help them that's within your book. Like 3 of the things out of your book, what would you be the most important 3 things to you?
I would say,
or it could be just 3 of those chapters.
That's a good question, yeah.
You know,
I would say, the naked truth. Make sure that we have to like what we see in the mirror. You have to like what you see. No matter, people could tell you you're beautiful, you're handsome, whatever. If you don't believe it, you cannot receive it at all. So make sure that you love what you're seeing in the mirror. And if you don't, make sure that you make some adjustments. The second thing I would say is to hold yourself accountable. Definitely hold yourself accountable. If there's something that you want to do or something that you know you need to do, then you need to make sure that you're putting, take an hour of each day of uninterrupted time and devote it to that passion. Hold yourself accountable to that. Even if you have to set your alarm for it, whatever, just make sure that you're doing that. And then the third thing I would say, it's a page in the book, in 21 Days of Difference, where I say just be still. Be still. And what I mean by that, sometimes we can just, we're running all over the place. We're all over the place, and it's so important to take that time, no matter what your religion is, if you pray, you meditate, whatever, but just take 15 minutes out of your day to just be still and just to meditate, or just to, however you get in tune with yourself, just be still and have that time, because it's important to do that. It's so important, because we can let the day just completely get away from us, and you're feeling frustrated. And when you're frustrated and you're overwhelmed, nothing is getting accomplished. You get aggravated that way.
Right.
And so I just believe in being still no matter where I am. I could be in the middle of a function. If I need to just go sit down for a moment and just get myself together, that's what I do. And this is nothing that I'm saying that I haven't done or that I don't do constantly, but I do. Take you some time out of each day and just be still.
Right.
And that's it. Those are my 3 points.
Okay. So, guys, you have heard it. Make sure that you all pick up Ayana's book. I think you would love it. Like I said, for myself, I am enjoying it. I'm on day 1, and I've read ahead. I'm on chapter 11 right now. But just 21 days of difference. A different day, a different you. I think you guys will enjoy it. I want to make sure, as part of Get Candid with Kia, that, of course, yes, I will be talking about relationships and sex, but I think it's very important that we have these type of conversations, because we all are going through something, and we all need that self-care, and that's what this is about, self-care, putting into yourself. And yeah, and I say this because I love you all, for all those that's listening and that's supporting me on this journey. And Ayana, I thank you so much for joining me. It's so funny that, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, when we first initially met each other, and look what we got again, you know?
Again, honey, growth. And that's what it's all about. I see growth. You know, we're not in the same place. That just shows me that how good God is and how things just evolve, regardless if you want to. If we resist change or not, it's going to happen.
It's going to happen, with or without.
Yeah, so I'm definitely proud of you. And if you guys want to get that book, you can go on to, it's www. Ayana, AYANA, book, BOOK, and you spell it out, AND, brunchclub.com. So that's Ayana, book, and brunchclub.com. And there is a link where you can order 21 Days of Difference on there. If nobody cheers for you, you should. That will be dropping this spring. I am going to drop to Amazon. And also I'll have a few, I'm getting some book signing dates and things together, but that book will be out this spring too.
Birmingham is one of the cities. I hope so.
Oh, yes, I'm definitely having one in Birmingham. That's going to be my first one. So, yeah, I will definitely have it in Birmingham.
I will definitely get my book signed.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I do appreciate you, everything that you're doing. You're great. Continue to be who you are. Don't change for nothing. And tell your daughter I said thank you so much. Y'all, her daughter is in the military. What branch is she in?
She's in the Army. She's in the Army.
Right. So tell her thank you so much for dedicating herself to help us here and keep us safe. We appreciate it. And I appreciate everything that you're doing. And everyone continue to join us here on Get Candid with Kia. We will continue to have shows like this to just help each other. And you know, of course, sex is important, but we want to do things for self-help as well. So thank you so much for joining us, and thanks for joining Get Candid with Kia. Thank you, Ayana.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.